Alright, so in today's video I'm going to be talking about what I've come to hate about Ghosts over the summer. I've been playing it a lot more and I've been finding more and more things that I hate about this gun. First of all, the map Ruins. It's a freaking maze. I don't know why they made a map like a maze. There's just no way that you can come up with a strategy in that map. There's no way that you can do good just because, like I said, it's like a maze. I don't really get why they made a map like that. There's all these tunnels, all these different things that you can keep finding and finding. I always lose my way in that map, and I don't understand why they had to make it like a maze. I just don't understand the point. And the game is supposed to be modern. I don't see many battlefields going on inside a maze. That's just my opinion on it. I know a lot of people I've talked to recently or played with, they share the same opinion. Hopefully they don't make maps like this in Advanced Warfare, and if they do, I probably won't like Advanced Warfare as much, just because, like I said, it's too much like a maze, and I don't like maps like that. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the nerf or the buff system. I don't really understand why they do it this way, but what happens is when people complain that a gun is too good, they end up nerfing that gun, and then if more and more people complain, they're going to end up nerfing the gun even more, and then finally the gun gets so terrible, they decide to buff it up, and then they just end up having more and more people complain that it's overpowered, and then they drop it down again and nerf it. And it seems like an endless cycle, and it kind of gets annoying because you can't get used to a weapon, because then the next day later, they nerf the weapon again. And there's been so many nerfs and buffs so far in like the last 6 months. I think there's been about 3 or 4 with every single weapon. It's just crazy. And basically bottom line is there's always going to be somebody that thinks a weapon is OP. There's never going to not be a person that thinks a weapon is not overpowered. So I don't understand why they have to do the nerf and buff system like this, where they actually listen to people's complaints and then they change it. Because like I said, there's always going to be somebody finding a complaint about something. So I think that what they should do is they should just put the guns in the game, and if they're really overpowered, like where every single person is just going and getting a chem strike right away, then I think they should obviously nerf the weapon then. And going back to maps, all of them are starting to make the game like hide and go seek pretty much, just because there's so much cover on these maps, there's so many bushes to hide in. It's impossible now to actually go on a good game by just rushing around. Unless you're camping, you're probably just gonna keep dying and dying and dying, and I think that's kind of stupid when the game should be more like a battlefield where people can see other people, and it's not gonna be like basically bottom line, it shouldn't be a game of hide and go seek where I have to go around with a thermal sight trying to find the people that are sitting in the corners that have the I think it's called incog or something, where they can't see their name tag if you aim directly at them, or stuff like that. Because in real battlefields, only the kinds of people that you can't see are the people that have ghillie suits on that are sniping, and it's getting ridiculous that they allow SMG rushers to have ghillie suits, because then they just sit in the corner and can't, and no one can see them, and then everybody goes and rushes right by him, and then that guy gets like a ton of kills. And I don't think the game should be like that. I think it should be more two-sided, not a game of hide and go seek. That's another thing that I don't like, is the game is not two-sided. I've gotten into the last week and a half about 2 matches that have been two-sided, where it's actually been like, there's a front line here where all of our players are, and then there's the enemy lines just up ahead where all of their enemy players are, and then in the middle it's kind of no man's land where all of the snipers are shooting and picking people off. I kind of like it like that, just because it's more realistic than just everybody running around in a big circle trying to find people. It seems pointless to me. And then I wanted to say also that I hope you're enjoying this series. And another thing, I know I keep complaining. Another thing I want to complain about is the ghillie suits. I think they're definitely overpowered. I think I've already said this. They should only be allowed to be used by a sniper. They should not be allowed to be used by a shotgun or an SMG, or maybe even an assault rifle should be able to use a ghillie suit. And in Modern Warfare 2, I think it was like that too. I think that if you use a sniper, then you were allowed to have a ghillie suit on, but that's the only way, or way that you could have a ghillie suit on. I just think it's ridiculous that people are allowed to have ghillie suits on that are SMGers. Alright, so now let me just talk about the one positive thing I found out today. I've been playing Domination, all these other game modes the last couple of days, and I've been really having no chance, just because every time I jump on, I'm getting into a match where there's 6 people on the enemy team in a clan, and obviously if there's 6 people in a really good clan, you're not going to have a chance. But I just found something recently today that I've actually enjoyed a lot playing, and that actually is two-sided, and that is Ground War. I'm so happy they brought it back. I have never enjoyed it before, any other Call of Duties, but in this one I really enjoy it. There's actually people running in like squads around the map. It was definitely two-sided. It was definitely, you know, a good game, and it was fun to play. It was extremely fun to play, I should say. So I hope that in the future they maybe actually do, if on bigger maps, they do something like ground war in Advanced Warfare. Hopefully they do, because I'm getting tired of jumping onto games and just getting mowed over right away by the people. And I think partially the reason that is because I play on PlayStation 4, and you know, only the tryhards have a PlayStation 4 by now. So if you go on to Ghosts, then all the tryhards are going to be playing, you know, the game modes that, you know, I enjoy or that other people enjoy, and it's just kind of harder to get a good gameplay going. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. Sorry, I don't really like making rant videos, but I've just gotten pissed off the last couple of days about over Ghosts. I mean, in the recent Call of Duties, I've been able to get a chopper gunner like no tomorrow, or like every single game literally. And now in Ghosts, it's kind of hard just to even get like a 4-kill streak going, just because there's so many people that are camping with ghillie suits, and there's so many people that are in clans on the other team, and I just think it's ridiculous, and that they should figure out a way to monitor that and watch that. And as always, thank you for watching.